Hi, everybody. Tim Slemons telling you a little bit more about a phenomenal llama. I wanted to tell you about the artwork. This is actually one of the, well, I've done one other illustrated storybook that I illustrated myself, but this one was illustrated by the wife of a pastor whom I met in one of my classes when I was at Columbia Seminary working on my THM. He I just so happened I preached this, wrote this in Advent of 1996, preached at Christmas of 1996. And January 97, just a month later, I found myself down in Atlanta doing some continuing ed, was invited over to my professor's house for dinner, and just a lovely dinner and conversation with my professor and another pastor. And this pastor put me in touch with his wife, who he said did illustrated children's books. And so we corresponded over the years. I've still never met Danielle. We probably ought to do a Zoom chat or something, but I've never actually seen the living person, not even in Zoom. But we have corresponded over the years, and she said, yeah, she'd be happy to do this on spec. And so she was very gracious to put together these lovely illustrations. At one point, when I told her more about the youth group, she said, "Oh, gee, I didn't realize what what age group you were talking about." But actually, I thought she did a beautiful job showing children of different ages, and that's what we were. It's an intergenerational story, and it was really a very broadly, a very diverse youth group in terms of age range, as I mentioned in the first video. And so actually, the spec illustrations she did are the ones we've just carried forward. Now, I spent a lot of years shopping this around to various publishers, never got anywhere, mostly because acquisitions editors have no clue about intergenerational material. They just don't get it at all. And so, a gathering for a Christmas Eve sermon or service is going to be intergenerational, right? And so you're preaching to children of all ages. And so I'm pitching it rather high. Yes, it's in a Dr. Seuss Dr. Seuss style of rhyme, but it's fairly sophisticated too. It's enough to engage the older folks as well. So it's not a dumbed down monosyllabic kind of story. It's pretty sophisticated, actually. And on the longer side, too long for just a normal children's sermon. It wasn't meant to be that. But anyways, no, she did just a beautiful job with these illustrations. And, I've been so pleased with it. They're so fresh, very minimalistic, really, really beautiful illustration. And so I was so pleased. It was such a gift, really a providential gift to have that connection made for us to put this thing together. I think a lot of folks have really enjoyed it, and I hope you'll pick up a copy. And if you're serving a small church and you're not sure what to do for Christmas Eve, you may even want to read this. I'll tell you a little bit more in the last video about doing 5 of these, about some future plans I've had rattling around in the back of my mind for this story. But for now, I'll wrap this up just by reminding you of what the last page says, because it's true. God loves you so. Merry Christmas, everybody. See you in one more video on A Phenomenal Llama.